Hello everyone, welcome to Storytime with Miss Guzman. Today I'll be reading chapter 6 of Junie B. Jones' Cheater Pants by Barbara Park. And as you may recall, the last time that we read, Junie B. Jones goes home and gives her parents the note that was given to her by Mr. Scary about what she had done in class. With May's paper, we know that she cheated from her paper and she just got into a lot of trouble. But her parents just spoke with her and told her that it was not okay to cheat and that she needed to be honest. So today we'll be reading chapter 6, Tin Can. The next morning, I sat next to Herb on the bus. I sit next to him every single day, on account of that's what bestest friends automatically do. Herb started talking about his new dog, Dilly. Only I couldn't even pay attention that good. Because how can you talk about Dilly when you've got a note from your teacher in your pocket? Mother and Daddy had signed that dumb thing, and now I had to take it back to Mr. Scary. I slumped way down in my seat. School was not being fun these days. I looked at Herb. I wished I could tell him about my problem. Only what if he didn't like cheaters? And he found out I was one. And then he didn't like me either. I thought real hard. Then finally, I took a deep breath and I decided to risk it. I leaned real close to his ear and I whispered to him very secret. Okay, here's the situation, Herb, I said. I'm in a little bit of trouble at school. Only I'm really not bad, I promise. It's just that yesterday I accidentally did something wrong, but I don't actually want to tell you what it was, or else you might not like me anymore. Herb looked at me and shrugged. You copied May's homework when she went to the office, he said. I did a gasp at that boy. Because how did he know that private information? I scratched my head. But, how did you? Herb interrupted me. I saw you, he said. Lenny and Jose saw you too. You're a terrible sneak, Junie B. Really terrible, I mean. I did a little frown. That was not a compliment, possibly. Herb patted my arm. Don't worry, I still like you, he said. Just don't copy May's homework anymore, and then you might not get in trouble. I nodded my head. Then I patted him back. That Herb is good for me, I think. Me and Herbert walked to room 1 together. Then we stopped right in our footsteps because wow. That whole room looked different, I tell you. Instead of being in rows, all of the desks were arranged in groups of circles. We looked in the back to where we sit. There were 5 desks in our group. May was already in her seat. So this is what they saw when they got into class. She was cleaning her desktop with a moist towelette. Just then, Lenny and Jose walked in behind us. Whoa, said Lenny. What's going on here? Said Jose. Mr. Scary told us to please find our desks, and he will explain this in a minute. All of us went back and sat down. Sitting in a circle feels friendly. We waved and smiled at each other. Only not May. She looked smuggy at us. I already know why we're sitting like this, she said. I was the first one here this morning, and when you're first, you get to know stuff. Jose stared at her moist towelette. He made the cuckoo sign. Just then, Mr. Scary went to the board, and he wrote a weird word. Boys and girls, this morning we're going to be doing a poetry assignment, he said. That's why I arranged your desks like this. I want you to be able to talk over your thoughts and share ideas. He pointed at the weird word. It was spelled Cinquain. Does anyone want to try and pronounce this? He asked. Does anyone want to sound it out? May jumped right up. Tin can, she shouted. It's pronounced tin can. She grinned, real delighted. I know it's tin can because you told me that this morning, remember? I was the first one here and I saw you write it on the board. And you told me it was pronounced tin can. Mr. Scary looked puzzled at her. Gee, I'm sorry, May, but it's not tin can, he said. You must not have heard me correctly. This word is pronounced like the words sin and cane. Sin cane. May crossed her arms. No, she said. I'm sure that's not what you told me. You said it was tin can, Mr. Scary. You know you did. Mr. Scary frowned. No, May, I didn't. He said, now please take your seat. May sat down in a huff. She put her head on her desk and hid it under her sweater. Mr. Scary looked back to the board. A cinquain is a poem that has 5 lines, he said, and each line has its own special rule. He wrote the 5 rules. First line, 1 word title. Second line, 2 words that describe the title. Third line, 3 action words about the title. Fourth line, 4 words that express a thought or feeling about the title. Fifth line, 1 word that means the same thing as the title. After that, he wrote a cinquain for us to see. It was a poem called Pickle. Pickle, bumpy, lumpy, crunching, munching, lunching, cucumbers making you pucker. Gherkin. I laughed at that crazy thing, because who ever heard of a pickle poem? Writing a cinquain is fun, I said. This assignment will be a breeze, I think. Mr. Scary smiled. Well, sometimes poems come very easily, Junie B, and other times they don't. But if you share words and ideas with each other, you can really help spark your imaginations, he said. He looked all around. In fact, I thought it might be fun for some of you to write your poem as a team, he said. May quick came out from under her sweater at that news. She looked at her group. Okay, fine. I'll be the team leader, she told us. After that, she made a mean face at Mr. Scary, and she took out her pencil. I know just what we're going to write about, too, she said, kind of growling. She waved her hands at us. You 4 guys just talk about your normal dumb stuff, and I'll write the poem, she said. I'll read it to you when I get done. Lenny looked disappointed. But Mr. Scary said we should write our poem together. May, he said. See, said Jose. We're supposed to share thoughts and ideas, remember? May threw her hands in the air. I knew it, she said. I knew working as a team wouldn't work. Fine. You guys just write your own dumb poem, and I'll write mine. After that, she took her pencil and paper, and she hid under her sweater again. All of us looked at each other and shrugged. Then we started right to work. I tapped on my chin. It says the first line needs to be the title, I said, so maybe the title should come first. May peeked her eyes out at me. Duh, she said. Jose covered her up again. Just then, Herb raised his hand. Hey, I know, he said. Since Mr. Scary wrote a pickle poem, why don't we write one about an olive? He leaned back in his chair and did a happy thumbs up. No one did a thumbs up back. 'Cause what kind of dumb idea was that? An olive? I said. I hate olives, said Jose. I threw up an olive once, said Lenny. Herb looked irritated at us. I patted him. Don't be mad, I said. It's just that maybe there's something funner to write about than an olive, that's all. See, said Jose, like maybe we could write about soccer. Playing soccer is fun, right? Yes, I said. Plus, riding the bus to school is fun too, right, Herb? Me and you always have fun on the bus, don't we? Lanny shook his head. But I don't ride the bus, Junie B, he said. I think we should write about something that all of us know about. He thought for a second, then he clapped his hands together. I know! We could write about how all of us shampoo our hair to keep it healthy and shiny. All of us do that, right? After that, me and Jose and Herb just looked at him. Because sometimes Lenny is off the deep end, that's why. Finally, Jose put his head on his desk. Maybe we're making this too hard, he said. Why can't we just write about something easy, like about how all of us are friends or something? Herb smiled a little bit. Yeah, that's a good idea. We could write about the four of us, and we could call it Friends. Jose smiled too. Sí, he said, or amigos, maybe. Just then I bounced up and down real excited, because the perfect title just hit me. That's why it hit me right out of the clear blue sky. Pallies, I said. Let's call it Pallies, because that's what we are, right? All four of us are bestest Pallies. And Pallies sounds like a cute title, don't you think? I looked at them real hopeful. Then all of my Pallies started to smile. Our poem was off to a great start. Here's Junie B. Jones. So excited about writing her Cinquain poem. So boys and girls, at the beginning of the chapter, she was a little down because she still had the note from her parents in her pocket. She gets to school and they're going to start this new activity. And she gets to even work with her group. How many of us like to work with each other and our friends? So let's see what happens tomorrow. It sounds like she's doing better and it sounds like she isn't going to be cheating anymore. So we'll just have to find out what happens in chapter 7 when we read Pallies. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed listening just as much as I've enjoyed reading to you guys. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.